Hey y'all, Eric here with another video. You can tell by the sound of my voice if you've watched a couple of the prior videos to this one that I actually sound better. So I'm on the other side now of the cold. So right now it's just up here, but thankfully cough is not annoying. I don't have a scratchy throat, so hopefully I'll get past that. But then the nasal part, it's just like right here. But it's not overwhelming. What I can recommend before I dive into today's video is go to Walmart and get this a Vicks inhaler. The Equate version is like $2. Um, this is all it is. It's an inhaler. Opens those nasal passages right up. I actually discovered this when I was living in Kansas City, and forgot I even had them. And then pick up a couple of them because we're about to get into that season. But anyway, jumping on here with today's LGBT history video. Today we're spotlighting and talking about the history of the Two-Spirit folks. If most of you don't know what Two-Spirit means, Two-Spirit, the phrase Two-Spirit is kind of like an umbrella phrase for specific people that are part of the Native American or indigenous peoples of North America. I actually found some good information on the indigenousfoundation.org website. It is done out of Canada. But this is really good information, and I'm just going to bring it up here and we're just going to go through it a little bit to educate you on the history of Two-Spirit folk. And like always, since this is a working website, I will link this in the description of this video so that you can actually come back to it and review it again. So this was written by Isabella Thurston, and like I said, she is out of Canada, and most of this information is specific to North America, but there is some information that is specific to Canada as well. So she actually wrote this during Pride Month, as well as Indigenous History Month. And so it's imperative to discuss and bring attention to the history of Two-Spirit or 2S folks. Many individuals are unaware of the term Two-Spirit, where the term originated and the power it carries. The concept of Two-Spirit folks existed well before the arrival of European settlers on Turtle Island. Indigenous individuals who identified as Two-Spirit folks were seen as gifted and honored in their community because they carried two spirits with them, both male and female. 2S folks were often the healers, medicine people, and visionaries within their given communities, and they were foundational members of their culture. Much of this can be attributed to the double vision 2S people are gifted with, being able to see both through the masculine and the feminine lenses. Two-Spirit people, as well as all indigenous peoples on Turtle Island, were deeply impacted and harmed by the effects of colonization. One major impact on 2S folks was the introduction of residential schools, which forced extremely heteronormative roles onto indigenous children. Colonization resulted in Two-Spirit folks losing their way of life and culture, and the effects of that are still very real today and should be brought to light. Throughout the process of colonization and the devastating effects that came along with it, the respect and honor Two-Spirit folks had was lost and their roles diminished in society. The homophobic attitudes and ideas that are presented in society have eroded the ways in which 2S folks are treated. However, many 2S folks have worked to regain their power and place in the community and culture through education and healing. Through these acts of healing and the restoration of identity, the Two-Spirit folks are being reclaimed as sacred. Although the concept of two-spirit individuals has been around for a long time, the term was proposed only in 1990 during the third annual Intertribal Native American First Nations Gay and Lesbian American Conference, which was held in Winnipeg. Elder Myra Laramie put forth the term. The term two-spirit is a translation of the Anishinaabe term. And then the language term is right there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Which actually translates to two spirits. It is important to remember the notions, ideas, and identities should not be generalized to all indigenous peoples and cultures. Due to the diverse and culturally specific natures of these traditions and understandings, it is crucial to recognize that the concept of 2S folks is not universal to all indigenous worldviews. Additionally, when discussing the concepts of two-spirit individuals, it is necessary to remember that it is not an identity that non-indigenous people can adopt or claim. More importantly, always center, listen to, and amplify the voices of 2S folks, not only during Pride and Indigenous History Month, but every single day. And then under resources, where information was gathered, there are more links regarding two-spirit information. But one thing that I mentioned earlier in the video with regard to the acronym 2S, there is an acronym called 2E. 2E is specifically used to designate two-spirited people, especially in Canada. That was some information I found out also. The other reason I'm doing this video today is because nationally today is Columbus Day, but also today is being looked at as Indigenous Peoples Day. And because this is LGBT History Month, I decided to honor Indigenous peoples by doing a video on two-spirited individuals and the history. And so I myself honor two-spirit individuals who are part of the LGBTQ plus nation on this day for LGBT history. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.